Hey people, welcome back to Senses, and today we are going to get a male perspective on money matters in relationships. Last time the girls had their say, and if you haven't watched the video, there's the link above here. You can click it, watch, and subscribe to our channel. Hope you'll enjoy it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so today we have these amazing gents in our channel. They're going to introduce themselves. Yeah.
Hi guys, my name is Victor. Happy to be here kutetea boychild kidogo. Tujue mambo ya pesa itakuaje. Yeah.
Okay guys, my name is Dennis. I'm also here for the same business. We're going to talk about boychild, our ground, and to make sure that the boy child is not left behind in these matters.
Wow, okay. So we're going to start with the choice. Like, how do you choose your girlfriend or boyfriend in terms of money? I don't know if you guys can relate.
Well, when you're talking about money in relationships, I think obviously the first thing that comes to mind is this whole perspective. Yeah, chicks love money. Chicks will always go for a guy with money. So I don't know. Do the guys feel like that? Is that what we do?
Well, this is what I have to say, guys. Kwanza hakuna mtu mwenye type yake na kuanga poverty, like you say mimi ningetaka demo kwa hivi ama boys kwa hivi. No, it's good to have a taste of someone who has money, but it shouldn't be something that is a center of attraction to your partner. So it should be one of the it should come second after love. Yeah, that's my opinion.
Yeah, okay, fine. To me, I think we cannot rule out this aspect of financial muscles because one, we may have that love, yes, but we cannot forget that having moved in as partners now, you will have some needs. You will have something to do together. So how can you be able to do that if you don't have anything to start from, or maybe something to start with? Mm-hmm. So money is a very important factor in a relationship. However, that's not the only thing. Mm-hmm. We must first of all put love first. Mm-hmm. If you truly love somebody, you love somebody, but now that one should not be like a reason where somebody should be hide behind, not to try and show that competence to look for something. But money is a very necessary factor in a relationship. That's my take.
Okay, I think I'm very impressed the way you're doing this, but maybe I'd ask, how would you know this lady is after your money? Yeah, we meet, then how would you know after your money?
Okay, fine. Maybe let me just tackle that one. To know if this lady is a man. You know, when you're approaching somebody, it takes some time. You know, you have to study this person, this lady, kind of a lady. What pleases her, what doesn't please her as such. So as you're moving along, how the lady now responds to some with advances, you'll be able to know whether indeed this lady loves you or is some disattachment that she's coming just because of that. And in any case, if that is the case, you must be very, very careful.
Can you give a few examples?
For example, look at this. You're having a lady before you just get into a relationship. You've been seeing how you've been going out for these dates, dinner dates, something like that. Then all you're discussing on those dates is nothing other than this material things. Like there's nothing substantial you can discuss, you see? Mm-hmm. You're just talking about spending the next maybe dinner in Dubai, something like that. You know, that is overboard. We shouldn't be discussing about what we should be doing when you're together then now. So we have to give it time to mature. So such like signs indicates that this kind of a lady, we can't rule her out in terms of maybe the resource endowment, but that one is a red line. You have to study that one.
Something to say. But people pretend.
Yeah,
I will meet
I
you.
can, yeah.
Nitakuwa humble. You know, hata utanipeleka for uji and I'll be fine. But then a few months into the relationship, unaweza kuonyesha my true colors.
Yeah, I have something.
A red flag you guys see before you get that far?
I think I want Isanda to respond to that.
Well.
You see, I might pretend the way Christopher said. Nimona, hey, Isanda has money. Yeah. Let me pretend you. Of course, all guys kitu ninakuwa kwa mind yenu ni girls are after money, but niamue nikule that chick mzuri. I even don't talk about money. I pretend, then after some time chop.
Well, guys, let's agree on this that love takes time to manifest itself. So actually by the time unavumilia ni kupeleke pale kibandaski uende kukunywa uji, and then few days later unaanza kuona machungu hapo, unataka kupelekwa sijui wapi because of your status, then it starts showing that you expected more than whatever has been tabled. So actually this is what I would say. If for the girls, in the same way, if the girls will get attracted, if you are materialistic, they will get attracted quickly to a guy because of money. It's the same way even men out here, they quickly fall in love because of the good looks of a woman. So if I'll have that lust to see a woman and say, wow, I like her, I like how good she looks, and you have that lust in your heart and say, kiweza mpata tuone naye, I'll feel like a new man in me.
Okay.
So if I don't have love for this woman, all I want is to go to bed with her. And once I get that, few days later I tell, oh no, I don't need you. And then you'll go out there saying, you know what, men are dogs, this guy was just after my body and all that. So history ya pesa, story ya kuwa materialistic, you can see it either now, few days later and all that. But if it's true love, even if years comes, decades and all that, that love is still there. Yeah, that's
Okay, there's this aspect of when a man gets a lady who earns more than them, they feel less inadequate.
Yep.
Or rather, there are those who are just comfortable being kept. Like, mwanamke anakulisha tu and you're comfortable. But there are these, okay, they're just deliberately, when you are comfortable, there are these, maybe you lost a job, yeah, there's this aspect, maybe your investment failed, or you're still trying to get a job. Yeah, but there's this group of men who are just very, can I say, deliberately lazy. They're just seated, wanangoja walishwe. So in that case, you see, this man is exploiting this lady, right? And on the other hand, there's this group of men when they get a man who is, a lady who is earning more than them, they feel intimidated, less inadequate. What would you have to say about that?
Okay, fine. So let me handle that. We have what we call the man's ego. We can't avoid that one. Every man wants to be a leader, want to be a role like he's leading every role, he's providing for everything, he want to be the head. However, personally, I won't have anything to do with if my lady is earning more than me, I have no issue. But now what comes out is that when a lady is earning more, we have this syndrome that now comes with, is attached to that. Now that one is what we're against. You feel like I can do anything, I can do anything here and there, and nobody will tell because I have my resources, I have my time, I've made my money, therefore I can do what I want. That one is the issue we have, because as a man, we just have to be the head. So we cannot act as if the neck now wants to lead the head. So that one, at that point, that's why the ladies miss it. And how the lady now uses the resources, that is the money. Once you use the money in a manner likely to suggest that you're intimidating your man, we feel intimidated. And actually after that, we can also try to retaliate, you see. And that's how you find...
Okay, let me ask you something. How will I use my money to intimidate you? Can you just expound on that?
Very good. Look at this. I'll just give an example. We have this kind of two kinds of ladies, lady A and lady B. The first lady is having a lot of money. Okay, both have a lot of money than their main. They're earning more than their main. Then a lady wants to take the gentleman from out. Yeah? Of course that can happen. It's very positive.
Yes.
It happens. And that is good. We appreciate for that. You take us out, we appreciate that, and we're very happy. So this kind of a lady A comes and tells the man on 15th of July, it will be a Saturday, we'll be going to, let's say, Mombasa for some 2 weeks on my bill. Then lady B comes and shares with the husband, okay, fine, honey, last time we had this and that, I really enjoyed this at this particular venue, and I would like us to do the same on this month. This month, maybe somewhere like this. What is your take on that? That question, what is your take on that? It's giving me that upper part. At least I must have a say in this. You're asking me to give my views. It means you're ready to listen to my views. So those are two different kind of ladies.
Wait, you don't want a lady, like if I plan a trip, I can't just come and surprise you. Like, honey, we are going somewhere. I
No,
have to tell that. What do you think about it?
You just share, then just leave a small room for me to give my views. I'll feel comfortable. But
So
the
that's
moment
where
you
the
impose,
intimidation comes in.
yes, when you impose,
Okay, never do that.
yeah, when you
I guess
impose
it's
something,
cool.
I'll have a different perspective,
Okay.
but I'll also be building on what he has just said. Guys out here, they need to understand that things have changed over time. In our current generation, we find that both ladies and men have been given both opportunities in terms of working and getting money. If you have been to a class, you realize even nowadays, we tend to have more girls in a class more than we have boys. So what do you expect of these girls tomorrow? If they grow up, they go and get their masters and PhDs, they end up being the CSS that we have the currently. Does it mean they shouldn't be married just because they got to our upper level? Or does it mean if we are in the same level, we shouldn't have a thing in this name of love? So it's the role of the society to go out there and tell the boys, you know what, things have changed. You're not living the traditional days whereby the lady used to sit back in the home and then you go out there and earn something for yourself, and then you use that to come out as I'm the man here, I'm the one who has the say, because you know what, I sponsor everything that I have. Secondly, we need to understand that man has been built on ego and pride. That's something that you cannot outdo. Even if you go out there and check on even animals and all that, you find that the males, they have that ego in them. But you know what? It's high time that we need to work out that man. Yeah, because if we continue dwelling on that, you'll end up struggling to go and get maybe someone, maybe, I'm sorry to say this, but you'll end up going to get a shamba girl. In that case, yeah.
Does it mean a village girl?
No, that's not my point. My point is if you have this ego, if I have been to an engineering class and you're engineers, and then I'm in love with you, but the fact that nikiangalia hivi naona tutaenda huko nje maybe and tables zinaweza turn around and you start earning more na utaanza kuninunulia and all that. No, and then you say, you know what, mimi story yako na wewe mimi naenda kutafuta mse mwingine mwenye ako chini kidogo, unaona? So it's like unataka kudunisha standard ya mwanamke so that you can have her. So it's good to appreciate that even ladies, they can go out there and work and make something, and out of that, ladies also play a role. The way you treat your money should also be in a way that
how should I treat him? Nini ama nifanye nini? Let me clarify this. Yes. In fact, for me, I don't have any issue like sponsoring my man to kienda mahali. You see, if I'm capable, right? In fact, for me to define a man, like a man who earns less than me, nakuja ni approach anajua like I earn more than him, akuja ni approach and akuwa na that confidence as a man and everything, like a leader, everything, I'd respect that man. I'd actually go for such a man. So I don't get why.
I think after we've already dived into the whole bills question.
Yeah.
You're going out on a date.
Yeah.
The people in the relationship, who pays the bills? Is it the person mwenye aliita your date? Or is it the man? Or is it the one who's more well off? Either the man or the chick? And how does that go about? You've gone out with your chick, she wants to take the bill. How does that go?
Or do you split the bill?
Do you also split the bill? Ama hata kupitishia dot ya meza ulipe? I don't know.
Okay, fine. No problem with that. Like we said, there's no problem with anybody paying the bills. However, it depends. For example, if you're taking this lady for the first, maybe the second or the third dinner, you cannot offer what you don't have. And for me to offer you a dinner date, it means I'm capable and I'm willing to pay for that. If I've done the first one, the second or the third one, if you picked up the fourth one, I won't have any problem with that.
Plus, I mean, I know your capability. I know where you can stretch up to. Yeah.
Yeah. So I have no issue with that. However, when you're going for a dinner, let's say this is the first dinner, then a lady is suggestively wants to pay for the bills. To us is again trying to suppress our ego and we feel out of place. But we won't have an issue with that if it's not the first one or the second one. Mark you, I'm the one who requested for a dinner date, so I'm trying to offer what I can afford.
What if I'm the one who called you?
if you're the one who called me first date, that is, of course I'm a man, and you know me.
This is what I have to say. You need to understand that if a girl has called me out for a date, it doesn't make me less of a man if she tells me, you know what, I'm going to take care of the bills today. But the point of making me feel like a man comes, it's something that entails a lot of components depending on how you treat me. Kuna se ukienda huko nje wakichapa story yao ya magal channels, mimi jamani kwa naye tu kama tu ng'ombe, mimi ndio na provide kila kitu. Unaona, and all that. By the time your man comes to realize that unamwona kama ng'ombe ama ngamia huko nje just because you take care of the bills, he starts feel so unagani kama mimi sitoshi just because you can bring something on the table. But the thing is, as a man also, you should not what is good or what is noble is, as much as the lady has gone out there ametengeneza pesa yake, as long as you're not sitting in your bum in the house, you go
That's
out there and make a coin so that when she tables something, hata wewe weka hapo. It's the same way.
Honestly, it doesn't even have to be a coin. Just try. See that you're comfortable where you are. Hata ukienda na ikosekane hiyo siku, it's fine. But you deliberately compliant.
But you see the reason why you find out even out here when you go around, maybe you can get a friend atakwambia mimi mali nimefika nataka kuwa na pesa yangu kwanza so that I can get a man. It's because to some extent they tend to find out that my man treats me this and this and this and that way because akona pesa mob kuniliko. Unaona? So it depends on how the two of you relate. If you relate positively and get to know that hii pesa, it's just a resource to help us acquire some things, but it should not be something that iko hapo to build our life.
It's the foundation.
Yeah. So whatever it's in between us, it's what we should be concentrating on building. Money is just a resource. And it should not be because pesa itakuja leo na kesho isha. It doesn't mean ikiisha leo ama iongezeke kesho. It doesn't mean you should change how you view your man or your lady. Yeah.
Okay, something small. There's a point you say on the dinner date. If this lady calls me, then tells me. Very, very important. It means it's been planned before. You see? It's been planned before, so I'm going there knowing. You see? But you just call me and I'm available. Of course, you can't just cancel plans because a lady has called me. So if you call me and I'm available, but we never plan, definitely I'll come knowing that I'm going to throw this thing because I've complied and I'm coming out. You see? So that one, prior planning to that event is also very, very important.
I think I have what you are saying here is, even if I have 1,000 bob, the way Isanda said, I have 1,000 bob and my man has 50 bob, make use of that 50 bob like to manifest you.
No, what is me is the small you have. If I have my 50 bob as a man,
because I know your capability, where you can stretch.
And you have your 1,000, make my 50 bob count. It's the same way. It's also the same way other round. If I am a man, if I don't want to make my lady and go inja feel with my own shitty just because I don't have something, I also should make that come on and go inja and you earn your few coins and I earn more coins than you. I should make also your coins matter
count
on the table. It should be able to count, and therefore you'll feel somehow value ile kidogo naleta kwa meza. It's also of great importance.
You've mentioned something about capability, and then I remembered something. Unajua umesema ati as a lady you probably know your man's capability. Now I'm gonna address this to the guys. There are guys who pretend. Kuna mwanaume hadi atenda above and beyond. He won't even tell you he's going through a rough patch, or like hatakuwa that honest with you. In such a case, me umenipeleka the first time umenipeleka somewhere exquisite. So I'm like, okay, this guy can afford it. So I keep expecting that. Kumbe hata sipa najua Villa Rosa maybe to loan money, you know. In such a case, I do not actually know their capability. Do guys actually hide their capabilities?
What happens is this, a man will always want to look at that guy. So in the first impression, wasemobu wanafocus sana, I need to prove to you that I'm also a man. And unfortunately or fortunately, money has been the way of showing that you can be able to acquire some things. And it's true, even the Bible itself says that money is a solution to everything in terms of material. It does say so. So in terms of material, that is unaona. But so unacheki nikikumit the first day the first day and I realize napenda maybe nyoka wine hivi na najua mimi niko tu pabaya lakini juu nakutaka. I must do everything I can to prove myself that I'm capable of having you. Unaona? So utapata, yeah, it's true. Some men will go out there and pretend, but this is what I have to say. If you have to express true love to this guy, be yourself, be real.
Exactly.
Please, let's be real.
Yeah,
Look at all both ways.
Yeah, something. What he's saying is very important. One, you may look at this. Now this goes to the ladies. It's very clear. It's very clear that for the first impression, we do everything to kill it. Once we have killed it now, when you are suggesting for a dinner date, like we said, maybe let's go to Kempinski. If you see any sign of reluctance, please tone down. Just tone down and let us go to El Caracol. Why should I go to a place I have 50 in the pocket? Why should I go to a place I would be required to pay 500?
Why would you take me?
So you're saying
nipeleke Kempinski?
You're saying to be conversant with non-verbal cues.
The only problem is we want to acquire a girl because of what we have, not who we are. And if you are who you are, you'll be realistic.
Yeah.
So if I come to you now niambie, well, if you want me, you must take me to this and this place for a date. And then you know what, maybe Mr. Man is, but I'm willing to be with you. That's being real. If you
you've been real.
Yeah.
You've told me straight up, I won't afford this.
Yeah, I won't afford, and there's nothing wrong in saying that.
I can't read your non-verbal cues and know.
But that's what we should have that.
We should be advocating for.
Yeah.
But unajua huku nje kuna laws of the grazing fields, whereby the lion with the big let's say a big paw has to get the bigger share. So napata even the ladies play a role out here in terms of how we go out there picking our ladies. So because ninajua maybe udema anakaa class fulani, so utaona boys pia wanang'ang'ana kufika hiyo class ndio wampate. But if all of us were to be real, come on, as a girl, if you want love, then you should not be focusing on how much does this guy has to offer. Unaona? So you have to be real also as a lady, and also I have to be real. Struggles is real, and there's nothing wrong to struggle today, because you never know where you'll end up tomorrow. So it's good to appreciate and embrace one another in that humble start. Yeah.
So just on that issue, you know, there are girls who say like pesa yangu ni yangu peke yangu na yako ni yetu, yeah. And there are those girls, I'm saying that those girls who say that. Yeah, you might be different. Okay, maybe I would say that. But when it comes to this issue of lending money, what's your view on that? Would you give your girlfriend money or not really give, lending? Yeah. And can you borrow from your girlfriend money now and expect returns? So
does it come with the interest?
Yeah. What do you feel about this aspect of lending money? Two-way track.
Yeah, so my take, money lending, that's a very critical issue. If we're in a relationship, it means we have to sacrifice. Okay, not sacrificing, but we have to align our individual visions into this teamwork. We must have something together. So if we're still dating, we're not married, right? So if we are dating, you are this one, I'm this one. We are chasing different things. So I won't have any problem with supporting my lady achieve her visions. However, all of us know very well that when you're doing an investment, we expect some returns. So this is a lady we at least have some ambitions together. So there's no way I'll give you money that I'm loaning if I can. And that word can. If I can surely support you, I just give you the money with that expecting it back. Because I know loaning, the law of loaning is always clear that you give out what you can afford to lose. So I just give you the money to support you, achieve what you want, but I don't expect that money back. Just like me, if I want, we'll have different personalities, but gentlemen, if you're really pressed and your lady is capable of trying to help, there's no harm. There's no harm in telling
It doesn't make you less of a man.
Yeah.
Just be open and tell them. And when ladies will give us money, stop now going around like, no, I'm supporting this man. So
no.
We don't do that.
You don't do that.
Just do that. Like now, when it becomes very bitter, if God forbid that relationship is now being terminated, it's ending. So that those will be the cracks. How I have done this to you, I have done that to you. But if you're doing that selflessly, knowing very well something can happen, you won't be that too pinched to that extent.
This is my point. If you love one another, ukikuja uni support, you won't go out there and telling your girls that I'm supporting my man and this guy is just a dumb guy.
What?
Okay.
That's what you.
That's what you think.
If no, it's
Okay,
not
yeah,
a thought. It's,
come on.
if you love your man and you have to protect this guy, I've just told you that men
Man
are built on ego and pride. So and if you understand that, okay, support mse wako, of which si mbaya.
Cheza
You are
chini.
being cheza chini.
Yes.
Cheza chini. The same way, even find we as the boy child, ni ngumu kwenda huko nje kwanza mabozi. Unajua mimi nilibayo dem kiatu, nilibayo dem hii na hii.
You don't say?
We don't.
No, we don't say
We
that.
rarely,
Yeah.
we rarely say.
I think
we rarely say that.
I think I need to make this clear. For us, especially when it comes to loaning money, number one, I won't go to my girls niwaambie ati nimepatia chali yangu pesa, because the girls pia wata react by umempatia je pesa, so there's that fear. Yeah. So I cannot go open up to my friends like, oh, I've loaned him money. Kama nikumbaia, I would say, yeah, nimebaia chali yangu watch, it was a present. That one I can say comfortably. Lakini about loaning, but hata nikitaka kusema, I think that the way they react to me do inanifanya hata nisiseme at all. So I can't say when it comes to loaning money.
No, yes, you can't say because of their reaction. You see? Otherwise you'll be saying.
No, not really. And plus, I think I've been watching so much about so much conversations on men and money, and I think there's this aspect nilisikia venye mmesema hivi, like when you go around telling your girls about that guy, it can really kill him.
Yes.
Yeah, and once you mess up with a man's ego, like that whole
These other
kuimend,
issues crop
it
up.
can take even 50 years. Now, by the time 50 years zinafika, my friend, maybe mtakuwa mmekufa, and this man might go somewhere where he's accepted. Yeah, once you've killed a man's ego, ni hivyo kabisa. So I wouldn't want to kill my man's ego.
I had something to say before we move mbali sana. I like the fact that governor is insisting on live within your means. Whether you're a guy or a chick, live within your means. If you can't afford it, just state it. I think in adulting, tumefika mali, we are way past pretending and not being honest about financial situations. So as much as we are talking about these things, we just insist on that. Live within your means.
Yeah, exactly. So lastly, I think we are going to do something like this one. I'm going to address it to men. Hata pia sisi tunaweza sema. So would you invest with your girlfriend?
Girlfriend, not
Girlfriend.
fiancé. Not fiancé, not wife. Girlfriend.
What is the difference between fiancé and
Fiancé nayo ni kama msha make it
Already
clear.
hadi kwa wazazi.
Yeah.
You're planning a wedding.
Well, this will be my point. If you have to invest together, we need to understand one thing. As much as you're relating today, doesn't mean to end up together. So as much as you're investing as business partners, not as a boyfriend and a girlfriend. So hapa tukiachana, mapenzi ikiisha, biashara tu iendelee. Though unapata, we as humans, once someone has been hurt, it becomes so difficult to even eat with this person on the same table. So inakuwa a bit tricky. So even if you find out from most people out here will tell you, no, I can't do that for the fear of what will happen tomorrow. But in case you have that, who said that you must end up getting married at the end of the day? Yet you might find that the plans were you guys end up investing together and you end up being rich and being wealthy and being business partners, of which it's not a bad thing. You have also gained in one way or another.
That's my take. Yeah, that's awesome. But girlfriend. It's a girlfriend. We are not yet there. So I don't think whether we should invest together, because one, for the fear of unknown, something can happen. So we don't have to pretend that we're doing it right now. Right now we're doing something. Then if something happens, we now start aching. It will ache so much. According to me, I will not invest with my lady, but I think I can support her invest in her dreams. I can support her, but
Na mkiachana.
I just support you. You'll appreciate because I did
Ukiachana
my part.
utakuwa you just did my part. You are mine. You are once
Tenda
mine,
mema, nenda
and by
zako.
being once mine, wewe unatenda mema, unaenda zako, and that's a good point. What you should do is, if you have to invest, get something you can do. Let me get something you can do. Let's support one another,
Yes.
and that will be of a good cause. Hata mkiachana, utakula hiyo machungu yenye mimi niliinvest. At the end of the day, so the girls out here, we need to understand each other that we have been all presented with equal opportunities in terms of education. We hear people out here going out and say we want equal rights for women also. You can see even in leadership, if you wanted the man to keep on providing and all that, then you should just shut up and let them, the men, have all the opportunities, and then you will have the authority to say, then you have all the men. But you see, most of the opportunities out here have also been taken with the ladies. And these same ladies, they'll come back and humiliate our boys and tell them, if you don't have this, then I cannot take it.
Wow, it's a new perspective. Wow, okay. I hope you guys have learned something. And we've come to the end of the video. So until next time, goodbye.
Bye-bye.
Isanda umetuweka nje.
I know, I think nimeshinda kuload for me. I was like, what? We did not see that one coming.
Shut up.